Hello everyone, so this is my second plugin for the plugins class. This is known as the PM delay, and as the name suggests, it's a delay plugin. So let me quickly go through the controls of this plugin. So this is the delay time in milliseconds. This is the delay ratio, that is the amount of delay on the right channel that you would obtain. So this is the feedback channel, this is the wet mix and the dry mix. This is the LFO rate and the depth for the modified delay effect, and the depth basically tells you the amount till which the LFO would oscillate. This is the frequency knob, filter control and filter control right, which is used for the chorus effect, that is a modified delay, which I would be showing shortly. This is the oscillation rate and separate weight and dry gain knobs. Please note that this oscillation rate is in milliseconds while this is in hertz. I have created this separately for my own addition to this plugin, which is the mix type, along with another effect that I've created called PM mod, for which we would be using the stereo pan knob. And these two are the tap and the beat tap types for the delay plugin. So basically this tap, as the number shows, are the number of taps that would be engaged when you select that particular number. So one would be a simple delay tap, two would be the first one added with the 75% of the delay time, third would be the first added with the 75% of the delay time plus the 50% of the delay time, and the fourth would be addition of all three as mentioned and 25% of the delay time. So you can create this tap effect with the delay time and the tap knob. Second is the beat type, which would, like, each number would start from like half note, quarter note, 32, 16, 16, 32, 64 and so on. So these knobs would select that, and the combination of all three notes could create interesting patterns. So let's have a look, and let's start with the tap. So let me select an audio file, and let's hear the dry signal first. So this is the raw signal. Now let's see the tap effect. Single tap, which is a normal delay effect. Two taps. Three taps. And four taps. Let's change the delay time. Now let's check the beat effect. So as you change the knob, you can see the changes. Let's select a rhythm file, which is a kick loop, 128 BPM kick loop. Let's hear the raw signal first. Now let's hear with the beat effect. So now you can select the number of taps and play around with the delay time, number of taps in the beat to create some interesting effects. So let's see. you can see some interesting drum effects. This is the raw signal. And this is the effect. So now let's move on to the next effect, which is the roll and chorus effect. In this effect, basically the feedback path, which is controlled by the LFO rate and the depth. The LFO rate for the right channel is 180 out of shift as compared to the left channel out of phase, basically shifted out of phase by 180 degrees. And this signal is passed through a high pass filter whose cutoff frequency is controlled by this knob. And then this signal along with the normal feedback signal and the dry signal are added to each other in each channels and also to each other, like left to right, right to left, to create the chorus effect. So let's check that out. As a user, you would have control over the cutoff frequency, also the left filter control and the right filter control, the amount of filtered output that you need on both channels. So now let's change the audio file. Let's first see the raw signal. Now let's see the chorus effect. So this is the cutoff that has been applied. So you can basically change the wet and the dry knob. To get the overall effect. Original signal, the chorus effect. So with this we move on to our next effect, which is the PM mod. That is the addition that I've created for this plugin, which is my contribution. So the stereo pan knob would control the amount of stereo pan, and the LFO rate would control how fast it would move from left to right, right to left. So let's have a look again, the dry signal, and now the stereo pan. As you can listen to it, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Now the rate. directional signal, the PM mod effect, and last but not the least effect, which is called the mix type, which is also an additional part from my side for this plugin. So in this, basically, both the left and the right channel feedback paths would be passed through a low pass filter whose frequency range would be controlled by this frequency knob, and this oscillator rate, which is like different from LFO because it's in hertz and this is in milliseconds, this is in seconds, pardon. So this would basically change the cutoff frequency from 0 to this range specified by this knob at the oscillation rate mentioned by this knob. And there are separate wet and dry signal controls for the user. So now let's first check it out, the raw signal. And now the mix type effect. Let's lower the drag and to first listen to the effect. So as I increase the time for the oscillation rate knob, it would move slowly, the cutoff would move slowly, and as I reduce the time, it would move really quickly. So let's increase the dry signal. So this is the kind of output you get. Once again the dry signal and the delayed signal, that is the mix type. You can change the dry signal and the wet signal as you wish. So going over a quick recap, this is the tap type of delay which would be controlled using the delay time and the trap controls. This is the beat type wherein you can control the type of beat, that is half, quarter, 16, 32, 64 in relation with the number of taps, and delay time, and you can create some really interesting effects especially used for rhythm instruments or rhythm sections or percussions or a single beat if you have and you need to create some interesting patterns. I think this would be a great effect. The next would be the mod delay, which is the roll and chorus effect, wherein you would control the frequency of the filters and the amount of filtered output in both these paths. Here the LFO rate is fixed and the depth is fixed to create that chorus effect. The next is the PM mod effect, that is my addition to this plugin, which is the automatic stereo effect, stereo pan effect. So this would control the amount of stereo pan, and this would LFO rate would control how fast it would move from left to right, right to left. And the last but not the least, the mix type, which is also another addition by me, which would, as I mentioned, filter the feedback path through a low pass filter, and whose cutoff frequency would be controlled by this LFO rate, and whose range would be controlled by this frequency knob, and you could adjust the amount of wet and dry gain to get the desired effect. So thank you all for watching. Hope you have enjoyed this video and my plugin. Please do mention in the comment section what do you think about this plugin, and thank you for watching again.